Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are...
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right. A positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And, of course, this week's geeky things include some more DCU news.
Oops, all DC.
Thankfully, not again.
Oh.
We're also going to talk about some Star Wars, some Marvel, and maybe even some Doctor Who. And stick around for our Barbarian review. That's going to be coming up later on. So, like we said, this is the Hopefully Awesome Show, weekly podcast where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love, all the news, the TV reviews, food, whatever it is. We just hang out and we rock it.
Yeah.
That's all I have. I don't know. Trying to think of a summation
Rock
there at the
it.
end.
Rock it.
Hey, speaking of rocking it, let's get into the news. It's time for the news. All right, everybody, buckle in.
Strap yourselves in, kid.
First story has 4 paragraphs. We'll probably pause between some of these. All right. Via The Hollywood Reporter, James Gunn, Peter Safran to lead film, TV, and animation division as co-chairs and co-CEOs of DC Studios, a newly formed division at Warner Brothers that will replace DC Films.
It won't let me.
I'll let you.
Oh, it's because it says rod error. Yeah.
Well, yes, that's right. That's right. Well done. So yeah, last week we were talking about the battle for the DC cowl, and now it turns out there was a winner.
Yeah, 2 winners.
Yeah, 2 winners. Thank you. And it's James Gunn and Peter Safran.
Mm-hmm.
So one last bit: the duo will report to David Zaslav and assume the title of co-chairs and co-CEOs of DC Studios. So, Maggie, how we feeling about James Gunn and
Safran.
Peter Safran running the DCU?
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Which I mean, we know James Gunn pretty good, but I looked up the Peter Safran dude.
Yeah.
And apparently he has helped produce many Warner Brothers movies, mostly the Conjuring movies and the upcoming Aquaman movie. So he's sort of been with Warner for a bit. Yeah. So I guess he knows how everything goes and he can get in. Well, between him and James can probably get in more directors.
It's true.
And stuff. So
figure out like a unified vision behind everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think obviously the Suicide Squad was amazing. Mm-hmm. Peacemaker, what a joke, is one of the best things DC's ever done.
Yeah.
And I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, all the stuff that he had his hands in over at Marvel. And not to mention Scooby-Doo. He did the Scooby-Doo movies.
Heck yeah.
There was a tweet that said, it was a screenshot of when Batman and Robin met Scooby-Doo. Yeah. And they said, James Gunn, you have the authority to make this a reality now.
He does. Oh my God.
And it's not gonna
It'd be the Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh my God. No. Live action? Nah, it wouldn't be worth it. What Batman would you want? Can it be George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell?
That'd be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
That'd be hilarious. Well, anytime it's been like Adam West.
Yeah.
But like, and also, well, there's Batman. I think I know the Batman.
Brave and the Bold.
I think he did show up on a Scooby-Doo movie.
Dieter, something.
Yeah.
For Oswald from Drew Carey Show. Let's make it quick and sexy. All right. So, Gunn will focus on the creative side of things, while Safran will focus on the business and production side. Both are expected to continue to direct respectively. Okay. Both are expected to continue to direct and produce projects, respectively. Mm-hmm. The deal runs for 4 years, and Gunn will be exclusive to DC. The goal is for them not just to be producers, but to truly function as executives, even as Gunn will occasionally hone a movie. Mm-hmm. According to sources, Joker filmmaker Todd Phillips' work on the upcoming sequel will not fall under Gunn and Safran's purview, and instead will be overseen by DeLuca and Abdi. Matt Reeves, who worked under Hamanda, has a budding universe based on his The Batman movie. It's unclear under whose purview Reeves' future projects would fall, but everything else moving forward would be under Gunn and Safran. So I think that makes sense. I think, like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. The Batman is its own universe. And I think that that's good to let it be its own universe.
Yeah.
You know? But, and the Joker the same, right? And, like, I'm glad somebody's not kind of being like, hey, we gotta put
them all together.
Yeah. The Joker, Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker, has to be the Joker and the Batman, and both of them have to be with Henry Cavill, right? And it's like, I don't want to see any of that shit.
Nothing mixes well there.
Yeah. So I think that makes sense, but I do like that it says, but everything else going forward will be under them. I think that makes sense. And I could see Matt Reeves, you know, being game to, like, work together, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I can see why they're just letting Todd Phillips do his own thing. Safran came up as a manager, where Gunn was among his clients, and is fully enmeshed in the world of DC as producer of the $1 billion grossing Aquaman and its upcoming sequel, as well as Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Shazam and its sequel. His relationship with Warner extends back 10 years and includes the $2 billion Conjuring horror franchise. So like you were saying earlier, he's definitely knows what he's doing. We're honored to be the stewards of these DC characters we've loved since we were children, Gunn and Safran said in a statement. We look forward to collaborating with the most talented writers, directors, and actors in the world to create an integrated, multi-layered universe that still allows for the individual expression of the artists involved. Our commitment to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Harley Quinn, and the rest of the DC stable of characters is only equaled by our commitment to the wonder of human possibility these characters represent. We're excited to invigorate the theatrical experience around the world as we tell some of the biggest, most beautiful, and grandest stories ever told. After being asked on Twitter if James Gunn hates Kevin Feige now, Gunn responded, "Not only do I love Kevin, he was the first person I told after I did the deal with DC. John Cena was the second. Contrary to popular belief, $1 less for Marvel is not $1 more for DC. DC and Marvel have the common goal of keeping the theater-going experience vibrant and alive." Feige made his own feelings about Gunn's new job clear earlier this week when asked about the news by Deadline at the Black Panther premiere. When he has got a lot of work to do for Marvel between now and May, which he's well aware of. But after that, I'll be the first in line to see anything he does.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely, you know, I'm glad that, you know, they're doing away with this petty fanboy bullshit. You know, like, I get it. It drives up ticket sales and comic sales and all that shit. But, like, no, you want to make friends with Marvel. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, James came from, you know, working with him.
Exactly.
So, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah. And I mean, why bite the hand that feeds? You know?
That's what I was about to say.
I mean, he's only got, like, it's only down for 4 years. Granted, that could be extended, but, like, you know, he might want to go back at some point, you know, tell a new Guardians movie or fucking ROM the space robot or whatever the hell that thing was. But yeah, it's a thing. He was one of the original Guardians, but he was technically a Hasbro toy.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And so they couldn't get the rights to use him. Yeah, because technically they own it, and they would have wanted I think they wanted 50%.
Yeah,
cut.
They wanted something crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, for fucking ROM, no, get the hell out of here. So anyway, yeah, how are we feeling? How are we feeling about all this? I know I kind of said it at the beginning.
Gives me hope.
Right?
Gives me hope.
I agree.
I know I've said this last week, but I'm a DC fan at heart. Yeah. Like, that's what I knew as a kid. Yes. I knew Spider-Man, knew the X-Men and stuff, but
yeah.
I love Batman.
Yeah.
I knew Superman.
Yeah.
my brother had the comic books of the death of Superman.
Yeah,
and when Bane broke Batman's back.
Oh, I'm gonna break the bat, brother. Oh wait, sorry. Oh, I'm gonna break the bat, brother. There you go.
Yeah. And
when I adopted the darkness, I was born in.
God, but like,
Sorry.
I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So
Sweet. I mean, me too. Honestly, we were just looking at some Halloween movies, and Slither popped up, and I had forgotten about Slither for a while. So we rewatched the trailer, and I was like, man, I did not get this. Like when I watched it in theaters, like I enjoyed it, and I knew it was goofy, right? But knowing now what I know, like that movie, James Gunn obviously did Slither, wrote and directed it. Like it's bonkers, and like the fact that the dude that did Slither went on to make Guardians of the Galaxy, and then went on to be the president of DC Studios or whatever the hell he's called. Like, it's insane, man. Like somebody was saying, the dominoes in place that started with, I'll just say a Twitter user. I'll just leave it a Twitter user.
yeah,
Fussing about James Gunn's old tweets that led to him being fired, that led to him directing the Suicide Squad, that led to him being rehired by Marvel to do Guardians 3, that led to him led to him making Peacemaker, which led to him becoming the head of DC Studios, right? And like, it's just insane thinking about that. But yeah, I really like James Gunn. He's as a person, he's grown a lot. Mm-hmm. Like I know back in his early days, he said a lot of crass shit, but he's sincerely apologetic for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was saying he was sorry about it way before anybody even knew about it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sorry, but John Cena is like one of the best people in the world.
Truly.
And if he thinks that
James
that there's good in
the
James
best.
Gunn, yeah, it's like, come on, let's have a little faith in this guy,
And also, let's throw in another wrestler in there. How about Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
I was just about
guarantee
to say.
it. Guarantee it.
He tweeted at him. He said, what'd he say? He said, looking forward to working with you real soon or something like that. Everybody was eating that up. And then the other thing that happened, I forgot to put this in here. James Gunn, posted the news on Twitter, and, everybody was replying back to it and stuff. Michael Rosenbaum replied to it, which, if you know Michael Rosenbaum and James Gunn go back, I forget exactly how they got to know each other, but they're friendly. And he was actually in Guardians 2. I forget, he's been in other movies with James Gunn, but he's kind of like Nathan Fillion. He's just in a lot of James Gunn movies. And so Michael Rosenbaum, of course, Lex from Smallville, tweets at him like, oh, this is great. I'm so happy for you. Can't think of a better person to do this. I can't remember if he alluded to possibly doing something, or if like, James Gunn replied alluding to it. Yeah. But like, I mean, Smallville fans got fucking turned up, okay? Like, it was insane, because I was like, holy fuck, if we bring Lex Luthor from Smallville back, like, nah, anything's possible. There's been talks, I haven't really talked about it with you, but there were talks about doing a Smallville season 11 as an animated series.
Yeah.
Because they did the comics season 11, which I'm not going to talk about because you haven't got there. And so they were talking about doing this as an animated series and bringing all the original cast back. Yeah. And like Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum have been actively pursuing this. Okay. Which I think is what kind of led them to Talkville a little bit. And so like it was kind of dead in the water because of all the Zaslav shit. But I mean now, James Gunn, like, Rosie's got an in, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We might get it. And
can God we please fix the fact that they made Clark in the shows on the CW of the Smallville that he's just nothing? Remember? Like, don't do that.
You're talking about Crosses.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Crisis.
Okay. All right. Can't wait for this.
Okay, so Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Arrowverse crossover, is a bunch of bullshit. Okay. All right, just so we're clear. Like, don't get me wrong, it was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Really hated what they did with Smallville stuff. Okay, I absolutely hated that. But if you watch, right, they show Batman 89's universe, right, and it gets fucking melted away.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't believe it's reborn by the end of it. Like, some of them are reborn.
Yeah.
And then, like, Brandon Routh's Superman is in it, but he's not the Superman Returns. Like, it's not the Donnerverse. It's like a separate, you know. So my thing is that it matters until it doesn't, right? And so, I mean, at any point they could just be like, oh no, that was another Earth that was a lot like Smallville's. Like, it's literally all, like, that's all they have to do. Yeah. You know, like, it doesn't matter. Whatever makes money, that's what they're gonna do. Yeah. You know, and I've had to learn that the hard way all these years with, like, comics and stuff, where it's like, oh, it really just doesn't matter until, and like it does until it doesn't. Like when Spider-Man died, and Doc Ock, like, took over his body, and, like, they're like, Peter Parker's dead. He's never coming back. And then, like, 30 issues later, there's like, oh, Peter Parker's back.
He's alive.
He's back and ready to fuck.
And he's like, it's like a soap opera. They kill off a person and they stay off the show for like 5 years, and then they pop back and, oh, I thought you were dead.
Devin?
Devin? You doing here?
Anyway,
take I-47.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's funny.
The Californians.
Like, what are we doing? Like, how did we get here?
Because we start talking like that.
But anyway, yeah, I'm really excited for James Gunn to be over the DC universe. All right, let's go to the next.
I hope it plays.
Speaking of the DC universe, this is another great one, everybody. Everybody get ready.
Get ready. Stand up and applaud.
Via Variety, which he actually told this himself, but we're going to use a Variety story. Henry Cavill confirmed in an October 24th social media post that he is returning as Superman. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? I don't know why the one here is playing. He is returning as Superman in a new Warner Brothers DC movie. The actor wrote to his fans, I wanted to make it official. I am back as Superman. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your patience. I promise it will be rewarded. 2 days later, Cavill spoke during a live recording on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, quoting, the character means so much to me. It's been 5 years now. I never gave up hope, Cavill told the audience. It's amazing to be here now talking about it again. There's such a bright future ahead for the character. I'm so excited to tell a story with an enormously joyful Superman.
Yay!
We can pause right there. Yes, Superman's back, man. Henry Cavill, Superman's back. Hopefully getting his fucking due. He is a fantastic Superman. Like, I mean, look, I love Man of Steel. Currently our number one DC EU related film, right? Which, by the way, they dropped the E. It's just DCU now. Thank God. It should have. Why the hell was it not that from the get go? You know, I digress. But yeah, like, he was great in that. He was great in Batman. He is great in Justice League. I mean, obviously, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, he's great in everything he's in. It's just that the subject matter is just so dire, you know. And like, it's good stories. Don't get me wrong. I love those movies. But like, I miss just seeing fucking Superman smile, you know.
I know.
Like, just like, Like, can we just like be happy that he's Superman? You know,
like Spider-Man.
Yes.
Can we please just let Peter Parker be happy?
Well, I mean, like
back when we had Spider-Man.
Yeah, like Amazing Spider-Man, right? Like, or even the specifically the Sam Raimi ones.
Yeah.
Where it was like, it's such a burden to be Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
And like, I just want to enjoy the fact that he can swing through fucking New York on string, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what MCU nailed about that, you know? So I'm really hopeful that, seeing this, that James Gunn will agree. And honestly, if there's anybody that can crack, like, what to do with a Superman story, I feel like having James Gunn give an input on it is the best way to go. Absolutely.
Definitely.
I'm just so excited. Another Superman movie. Before we move on to the rest of this story, what do you think the name of the next Superman movie will be? Some people have been throwing around the Man of Tomorrow.
Makes sense.
Here's mine. Ready? Superman. That's it.
Superman movie.
No. We have never.
I'm $1 in it from Price is Right. Superman movie.
I'm surprised you didn't go the Superman. No. I'm surprised you didn't say
the
that
Superman.
Damn it.
Duh, Superman.
Duh man.
Duh man.
We've never had a Superman movie with titled just Superman. Closest we got was Superman the movie with Christopher Reeves, but literally every other movie, Superman Returns, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, never got just Superman. And I say you just put it's not hard. It's not hard. You
the writing's on the wall.
The shield on a fucking blue poster, and it just says Superman. Boom, $1 billion right there. It's $1 billion. Do you think they bring back the classic shield?
I hope so.
Do you think they bring back the trunks?
Do it.
Man.
Cowards.
I mean, think about it. Like, we're coming off of, Justice League, technically. So, I mean, we could totally... There's plenty of reasons to have him, switch some things up, God, I just can't wait. God, I love it.
Do it, cowards.
Whereas you love Batman, I grew up loving Superman.
Yeah.
So this is just my drug right now.
It's
Kesha.
I about lost my crap when I saw
what?
The thing I told you about. It was Batman related. 89 Batman related.
Oh, yeah, you can say that.
Okay, I was just making sure.
No, you're fine. I didn't know. I just, don't want to spoil anything.
On an Instagram story, somebody's like, putting pictures up of ornaments they found at Target. And one of which, the next one was like, oh, cool, that's Batman. And then they put a big old bright neon circle around it. I was like, oh, crap, it says The Flash. From the Flash movie, it's 89 Batman. He has an ornament at Target. Oh, my God, that's amazing. I kind of want to go get it.
The ornament?
Yes.
We can totally get it.
He's my favorite Batman.
I went to Warner... Oh, sorry, this is still a quote.
Yeah,
no, you're fine. I didn't realize it was a quote. I went to Warner Brothers Studios in the UK and got back in the suit, Cavil said. It was a very powerful moment for me. I wasn't sure how I would feel, whether it would be something very emotionally connective because I put the Man of Steel... Or whether it would be something very emotionally connective because I put the Man of Steel suit back on. I chose that one in particular because of the nostalgia attached to that suit. It is important to me to be standing there and enjoying that moment. This is one of the top moments in my career. It feels great to have the opportunity to wear it again. God damn, I love him. He was asked the status of his new Superman movie, and if there were any writers, directors circling the project, Cavil responded, I can't tell you that.
Nope.
Of course, there was rumors last week, maybe a week before, about the guy that did Top Gun Maverick.
I can't think of his name either.
That he may be involved with it, which would be insane. Oh
yeah, which is also the same dude that's done Mission Impossible, wasn't it?
Yeah. The most recent ones.
He's the one that made Henry Cavill keep his mustache.
Yes. I say, put the stash back on. Let Superman be fucking hairy.
Let's do it. Dudes are hairy.
It's true. And think about it, he'd have super hair. Right? Thick.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, man.
It's true. But yeah, we're excited.
Woo woo.
Anything else you'd like to say about it before we move on?
Well,
Right.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum.
Next up, via deadline. We're out of the DC. We're out of DC stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. Nah, I mean, that's good. We're moving on to good stuff.
Okay.
Or to more good stuff.
Hey!
There it is.
I like mine better.
Via deadline, secret Star Wars film from Damon Lindelof.
What?
And Lucasfilm sets Ms. Marvel's Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy as director. Lindelof is co-writing the project, though it is unknown at this time who his writing partner might be. Insiders say the script is still being written, which means production is likely far out. That said, sources add. Sorry, I can't read it from that angle.
Sorry.
You're fine. It was more important to Lucasfilm and Lindelof that a director be brought on so that person's own vision for where they see the story headed gets included in the script. As for what the film is actually focused on, that will remain under wraps. I don't know why they put an A in there. That will remain under wraps as the project remains one of the more guarded secrets in all of Hollywood.
Secret.
Yeah, Damon Lindelof. Man, you know, here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and say before I dive into it, I love Damon Lindelof.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Lost, of course.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
Maybe my favorite show of all time. It currently is.
It is.
It is. Like, it's not, I don't even know why I said maybe. Like, it absolutely is my number one show of all time.
There's references made multiple times a week. So.
It's true. It's true. But, you know, him doing that. And then, of course, listen, I know there's a lot of people that are going to disagree with this. Okay. Prometheus. I love Prometheus. All right. I fucking loved Prometheus. And I get it. Oh, well, it didn't sync up with Alien. No. Look, I don't care. I don't care if it didn't tie in all together. I don't care if it followed. It wasn't that great. Prometheus itself is it's one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. He also helped co-write Star Trek Into Darkness, which I loved. I think I liked 2009 Star Trek better, but that's just a personal choice. But I mean, Into Darkness is fantastic.
Yes.
He did The Leftovers, which is really good, but just super daunting, and we couldn't
do it. It made us too sad.
Yeah, I mean, probably in the middle of a pandemic, not the best time to watch Leftovers. And then, of course, Watchmen. He did the Watchmen series, which was just, like I said, Peacemaker is maybe the best thing DC's ever done. If you include Watchmen in that, I mean, I think Watchmen takes it, because it is one of the best single seasons of TV ever. It is just perfect from start to finish. I love Watchmen. All that being said, I'm very excited for this. Like, he loves Star Wars. And he got so much shit for how Lost ended, for how Prometheus went, for how they handled Khan in
Star Trek. Yeah.
And even, I mean, I think people finally gave up, like, let up on him during Watchmen because they're like, okay, this is actually good. But he knows the sting of fandom, right? Like, he knows. And if he's willing to step into fucking the wasp's nest of Star Wars, right, then he's got to have the goods. Like, because I do not think he would go in if he had no idea what he was going to do. Like, he wouldn't just do it for a paycheck.
Yeah, I'm even more excited about the director that they got.
Yes, that's true. I've been going on and on about Damon Lindelof, but yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah,
she's really good.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Super excited.
I wonder. Since they went that route, like, I wonder if that can imply, like, maybe what the direction of the show might be, or the movie might be.
I say it will. Maybe.
Now, you think young female protagonist?
Possibly.
I can see that. Or you think it'll be like, maybe like a different culture inside the Star Wars universe? Because, I mean, we got Jedis and Siths and regular people. Like, what about, you know, what do other people worship and shit? You know what I mean? Like
it's aliens.
Whole fucking galaxy, you know? Like, you tell me, like, Jabba the Hutt's just, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm
Just
getting into.
slithering around.
I was going to say praying to Jesus, but I don't think any of them pray to Jesus in that one. So.
They pray to the 3 suns that are in the sky.
There's 2.
Oh, I thought there's 3.
3?
Maybe I'm getting
Tatooine?
Yeah. I must have got
the name
confused.
of his theme is called The Dual Suns.
Whoops. I think I'm getting it confused with that episode of Futurama.
I think I was just doing Star Trek.
Wow. Call you out on your crap.
Yeah, that's Star Trek. Anyway, but no, I feel very proud of Lindelof for getting to do this because like he loves Star Wars. Like think back to Lost, like how many fucking Star Wars references were in that?
A lot.
And he's a huge fucking nerd, you know, like in a great way.
Yeah.
And like him getting to actually write a Star Wars movie, like that's, like it makes me feel good, you know.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know how... I mean, I don't personally know, but I can only imagine how much that means to him. And that he actually gets to put his handprints on it. Like, it's great. Any other things you'd like to say?
Nope.
Via The Hollywood Reporter, Doctor Who is heading to Disney Plus in landmark streaming deal. That's right, everybody. All new seasons of the BBC cult favorite, including those with incoming Doctor Who, Cuddy Gatwa.
I don't.
Gatwa? Sorry, I know we're butchering that. Will stream exclusively on Disney Plus outside the UK and Ireland. The first episodes from the new partnership is expected in November 2023 to coincide with the series' 60th anniversary. Quote, "I love the show. And this is the best of both worlds. With this vision and joy of the BBC and Disney Plus together, we can launch the TARDIS all around the planet, watching a new generation of fans while keeping our traditional home firmly on the BBC in the UK," said returning showrunner Russell T Davies.
That's crazy.
Although the new Doctor's official run as the 15th Doctor will kick off in late 2023, before then, David Tennant will return to the TARDIS for 3 specials.
Woo!
All right, so here's the deal. Okay. I want to get into spoilers, but before we get into spoilers, I do have one piece of this that I can say that's not spoilery. Okay. I do not know if this includes old Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah.
Because everything I've read says new. None of it says...
I say BBC's got to keep a hold of those.
Well, puppies. Like, currently, all the Doctor Who episodes are on HBO Max.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know... So, I don't know if that means that, like, when that runs out, then it'll go.
I bet that's what it is.
I hope so.
Because I say that contract with HBO is up till a certain season.
Yeah. And so Zaslav's even said, like, he doesn't want to have to pay for the content.
Yeah.
Like, he only wants to have the content that they own on there.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah, that right there, I say BBC's like, F you, we're going Disney.
Dude, Disney's crazy, too. Like, they might put all of Doctor Who on there.
Which they should.
They absolutely should. I mean, like, I'm talking, like, shit from, like, 60 years ago, you know?
Yeah, do it.
Like, I mean, well, anything that's survived. Obviously, there's some stuff that hasn't survived. But, like, I hope they do all that. I hope, oh my God, this is ridiculous, everybody, okay? The dominoes that have fallen to get us to this place, okay? Are we ready? Is everyone ready?
Okay, I don't know what's going to happen.
The 8th Doctor was in the made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. That was an American movie. Co-produced, co-financed by BBC.
Yeah.
And Fox.
Oh God, they could put it on there.
Exactly.
They could put it on there so easily. It's so crazy.
Because now they own that. Well, they own their part of it. Yeah. You know? And I mean, if they're in partnership with BBC, then I mean, finally, the 8th Doctor could be Bean's canon. Holy fuck. Can you believe that? That's insane.
That's crazy.
Imagine, here, I want you to close your eyes, okay?
Right.
I want you to imagine a world where we start the 8th Doctor's movie.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
We watch that. And then after it ends, we watch the short where he drinks that potion or whatever to regenerate.
Yeah.
And he becomes the War Doctor.
Yeah.
And then we start the 9th Doctor story.
Wow.
And then we get to the 50th anniversary special.
Mm-hmm.
And we see how all of that transpired.
Yeah.
And it circles back around. Dude, how fucking rock hard are you right now?
Not necessarily, but okay.
Oh my God, that's insane. That's insane that could happen. Who knows if it will. But like, because I believe the only way you can get it is like bootleg DVDs and YouTube. Like you can watch it on YouTube. But I don't think there's any, I don't think BBC's like officially released because it is co-financed, you know. So like neither can really do it without the other.
No.
Oh man, that's nuts. That's nuts. And don't get me wrong, not worth getting excited over. I mean, it's not that great, but just the fact that it could all be under the same umbrella is just insane to me. When do you think we're gonna get a Bluey Doctor Who crossover?
I wish.
Probably for one of those like Red Nose Days or something. That's probably what they'll do. Which it's Australia. So anyway, spoilers for the current season of Doctor Who. All right, if you don't want to know, which we didn't watch it. We only watched the last like 5 minutes of the last episode. Which if you're a Doctor Who fan and you've dipped out, highly recommend you go do that right now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna spoil the ending of this season. Okay, that's it. All right. Fucking David Tennant regenerated back onto the show. What the fuck? What the fuck? That was insane. Like, I didn't know. Like, I'd heard he was coming back. But, like, I assumed it was going to be, like, a Day of the Doctor thing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think it was going to be, like...
a 3-show special.
I didn't think he's going to be the 14th Doctor. Like, he is officially the 14th Doctor. Right?
I don't know. Depends on how they go about it.
Well, because Matt Smith was the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Capaldi was the 12th.
Yep.
I don't know her name. Because I haven't watched it since Capaldi.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even finish Capaldi. I got like 3 episodes in. I was like, I'm okay. I just missed Matt Smith too much. And she was the 13th. And then this new guy is the 15th.
I guess he
David
is.
Tennant's officially the 14th.
Yeah, I just like how he's filling up his face and stuff. Yeah. And he's like, I know these teeth.
Dude, oh my God.
That would explain why his jacket changed too.
Why?
Well, if he's the 14th Doctor, they usually get new clothes.
Yeah, but not when they regenerate.
Well, yeah.
I'm being okay. I got a little nerdy rage. Just not a lot, because I was still way too excited to be mad about anything. But like his clothes changed. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. Like anytime they regenerate, unless they've changed things, and they may have changed things. Like anytime they do that, like they're wearing the same clothes. That's the point, you know. Yeah. And like they didn't. Like it's just when he regenerated, the clothes regenerated. And it's like, so are the clothes? Do clothes make the man, or do the man make the clothes? You know, like I don't understand anymore. But yeah, so after seeing that on Twitter, we decided we're gonna go back and watch it. So we'll be talking about Doctor Who for sure. But we got to finish Daredevil. We've got like 2 episodes left in season 2, and then we got to watch the crossover, and then in season 3. And then if we want to watch Jessica Jones, we got to finish that, which I think has 2 more seasons. And then I think The Punisher had 2 seasons. So it might be a minute before.
Never.
I'm never going to get to watch Doctor Who.
Never.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
It'll be Matt Smith by the time we come back to it.
Oh my God.
He'll be the 20th.
70th anniversary.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm jacked, man. I'm so happy about this. I know you love David Tennant. He's your favorite. I've always said David Tennant with the writing of the Matt Smith era would be my favorite. Mm-hmm. Like, I love David Tennant himself and as the Dr. Wonderful, but the writing in the Matt Smith times is just so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's way better. Like, it's just way better than...
I just can't believe Russell T Davies is going
back. I know. And that's the guy before the guy.
Yeah.
Why can't I fucking think of the guy?
I can't think of... I can see his face plain as day. The dude that wrote Sherlock.
Thank you. Yes, exactly.
I can see his face plain as day.
Start with an S. Steve...
Moffat.
Stephen Moffat.
Moffat.
Look at that shit. Look at us.
Yeah.
Who needs fucking Google? Get fucked, Google. All right.
Wow.
Anything else you want to say about this?
No.
About David Tennant?
No. I love him.
Speaking of love,
That's the second man I said that.
that's okay, dude. I would watch a fucking.
Oh my God, no.
I was just gonna say a movie with Henry Cavill and David Tennant, but then I thought, man, it'd be really funny if I
want them with their actual accents.
I was gonna say it'd be really funny if I said a porno with them too.
Yeah, that's where I thought you guys were like, whoa,
That's
whoa,
what made
whoa.
me chuckle. That's what made me chuckle. All right, via Deadline, Vision series starring Paul Bettany is in the works at Marvel Studios for Disney Plus, titled Vision Quest. I'm sorry.
Wait, are they trying to reuse the video game arcade that Disney used to have back in the day? Wasn't it something Quest?
Disney Quest. Wow. Wow. Which is opening a writer's room next week, will be about the Vision trying to regain his memory and humanity. While the focus is on Vision, word is there's a possibility for Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen, to appear, which would make sense given how interconnected the two character stories are in the MCU. I don't have too many thoughts about this.
No.
I would say it's maybe my least excited.
Yeah, I'm not
like,
too concerned about...
I'm more excited for this than I am What If Season 2. So
yeah,
there's that.
But I'm not concerned about the Vision, so...
White Vision?
Yeah, I'm not worried about him.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like WandaVision is starting to get its own universe going. Like its own sub-universe. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Like, WandaVision was good, but like we're getting Agatha, and now we're getting Vision Quest, and it's like, I don't know if I needed all that, you know?
I feel like I need to drive down to the Vision Quest and play some VR games.
Oh my God. Some crappy VR games.
Yeah.
Where you're water rafting in the goddamn Jungle Book or some shit. Look it up, everybody. Go look up Disney Quest. I think Defunct Land did a video on it, I think. It's ridiculous. It was just these fucking little cubes. Like, I mean, they were like 2 or 3 stories. It was Michael Eisner's like dream of the future.
Yeah. Well, he was trying to be hip for all the teenagers.
He's like, why stop at a Disneyland park here? We could drop one of these in fucking Times Square. Drop one of these in Washington, you know?
Yeah.
And then Disneyland Paris failed, and like it got shit canned immediately. Oh man. Anyway, Vision Quest, check it out. Lastly, I forgot to put this on here, but there were several trailers released this past week. We got a new trailer for Ant-Man Quantumania. Did you know Ant-Man is in Quantumania? Like the word Quantumania? Oh. Like it's Ant-Man. Like it's Quant, Q-U-A-N-T. Ania, A-N-I-A, right? So it's Ant-Man. I don't know. I saw it on a fucking New Rockstars thumbnail. I was like, huh.
There's a secret message.
Yeah. Is that Mephisto?
We are Mephisto.
And then what else was there? There was a trailer for the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which looks really good. I'm calling it. Groot's sexy now. Sorry, everybody. Sorry to bust some bubbles. Groot's sexy now.
No, he's not.
Just get ready for it, all right?
A tree.
You can either, you can jump on the Groot is sexy now bandwagon, or you can get fucking left in the goddamn dirt, all right? Because this train's moving fast.
I'm not getting
hard. All right?
All right.
And then there was the Santa Clauses trailer. Loved the first 75% of the trailer. Yeah. And then was like, fine. Here's all the Santa Claus 2 and 3 bullshit that I really don't like.
I hired the wrong guy.
I gotta get married.
I gotta go save the elves.
Jesus. So, yeah, we actually did trailer reactions for all 3 of those. So go check them out over at Hopefully Awesome on YouTube at youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. I don't know why I separated it that way.
Is there an echo?
But yeah, so now it's getting ready to get into our main topic. But before we do, please enjoy this word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
That's right. At the $5 tier, you can have access to every episode we make ad-free and have your name listed in the credits of every video. At $10, you'll be able to get access to our all-new exclusive shows right here on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Those include Hopefully Weekly, a weekly show where Maggie and I catch up on all the things that's happened over the past week, both in our life and in the world around us. Family Game Night, a weekly show where Maggie and I will play a variety of board games, from Blockbuster Party Game all the way to Fast and the Furious Heist Game, whatever that is.
Highway heist.
The Hopefully Awesome movie commentary that we'll do once a month, where Maggie and I will watch one of our favorite films and then record us talking about it over it. Kind of like a mix between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and, just us goofing off and talking about nothing related to the film. And lastly, Matt plus Maggie. This is our monthly show where Maggie and I talk about our relationship. I don't think we'll be giving any advice, but hey, tune in, it'll be fun. And if you want to go above and beyond at the $25 level, not only do you get everything that we've just talked about, but you also get a verbal shout out as our Patreon producer of the entire month. All this and more.
So sign up at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome today.
Welcome back. So let's get into our main topic. It's time for the main topic. All right, everybody. We watched Barbarian. All right. If you don't know what Barbarian is,
go in as blind as possible.
You should, yes. Now, you should go in as blind as possible. Don't
look up anything.
Okay, so there is we usually separate these by spoiler and spoiler free. We do spoiler free first, then we go to spoiler. There's literally no way we can talk about any of this movie without spoiling it.
Yeah.
So before we get into the spoilers, Maggie, would you recommend this movie to... who would you recommend this movie for?
A person that truly loves the horror genre.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think they have to be hardcore horror fans?
I think so.
I think you yes, you have to like horror movies. But I think you could get in with a lower bar of entry. I don't think this was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
No.
Right. I think that it's more... it's definitely sorry, I had to record.
It's okay.
It's definitely above Scream, for sure. Scream is popcorn horror, So I'm trying to think of any level of horror. I would say Conjuring is more scary than this.
Mm-hmm. No, right? I agree.
And I would say that this is not torture porn, right? Saw, Hostel, any of that shit. It's nothing like that. Again, I cannot say anything about this movie because it's not. It is better enjoyed without knowing. Now, if you are not a fan of horror at all, I don't think there's...
No.
I think this movie does good with what it does, but I don't think it transcends the need to watch this if you don't like horror.
No, don't do it.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
Because if somebody described this movie to me and everything, I probably would not have any interest in watching it whatsoever.
Yeah. Explaining it doesn't sound interesting.
No.
But watching it is very interesting. And I would also say it's not even fucked up in the way Midsummer is fucked up.
No.
So I mean it's definitely not a top tier horror film.
Yeah.
But it is a horror film.
Yeah.
So whatever that would be, right? Somewhere I would say maybe it's about as scary as the new Blair Witch movie was.
Okay.
Or maybe even the original Blair Witch Project. I personally enjoy that one more. If you don't think that movie's scary, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that this movie's not scary, because this movie is definitely scary. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So before we rank it or any of that stuff, of course, we're going to dive into spoilers. The bulk of this is going to be spoilered. So if you would like to skip after the spoilers because you check on watching it, that's totally fine. We will have timestamps below in the comments and all that fun stuff. And you can skip ahead to where we will add it to our ranking of the fall 2022, and that'll be spoiler free, of course. So with that said, let's get into the spoilers. Spoilers. All right. I knew Well, I can't believe the Barbarian was dead the whole time. There, I said it. I knew jack shit about this movie. Here's what happened. Okay, scrolling through Twitter, and I see people talking about movies, of course, and somebody posts a screenshot of Justin Long sitting. I think it was actually when he was at his accountant's, and he's like sitting behind a desk, and somebody tweeted out, "I love the fact that Justin Long's character's first instinct when he finds out he has a torture dungeon is to see if it increases the property value of his house." I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what is this?" And so, like, I saw somebody else say, like, you know, oh, setting a movie up under the premise of an Airbnb is so brilliant, right? I was like, what? So then I started seeing people say, like, don't know anything about this, just go watch it. Right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, I'd rather go in blind anyway, since I don't know anything about it at all. And so I text Billy, my brother, and was like, hey, there's this new horror movie. Apparently it's good, and it's on HBO Max, and like it's apparently one of the scariest movies this year. And he texts back that he had already watched it, and he was saying that it's like that it's really good, but it's very fucking weird, right? Maybe not using that colorful of language, and like, you know, I asked him, there's a couple of things I don't like seeing in movies. One, kids getting hurt. I don't want that. And then, of course, rape sequences. I don't want that shit either. And I don't care how good the movie is. It's not for me. And so I asked him if either of those were in it. And he was like, no. He's like, there is some talk of some sexual, not aggression. I can't think of what the word is. Where people have been hurt.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, but nothing's depicted on screen. I was like, okay, I can handle that. He's like, and don't look up anything about it. He's like, just watch it. And he's like, can't wait to talk to you about it afterwards. And so I text Maggie and I'm like, hey, we got a movie to review for this weekend. So last night we sat down, turn on the TV, turn on HBO Max. You know, we put Viv to bed, and we began the movie Barbarian. And what a fucking ride that was. Like, I didn't know what to expect. Okay? Like, part of me was thinking it would be like I can't even think of the movie, but like I thought like the guy that was already in the house was gonna like
kill her.
Yeah, like torture her, and like, you know, is not Saw, but like, you know, something fucked up, right? Yeah. Maybe, you know, maybe a cult thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like that's what it reminded me of, like a Flanagan movie, right? Like, oh, is this dude a fucking vampire? Like, you know, what the fuck is this movie? Right? Yeah. And like the first 10, 15 minutes of this is just so much tension, and it's all to nothing. Like, it doesn't really amount to anything until it does. Yeah. But like, you know, he's fine, she's fine. That's not what you have to be worried about. And it's just so God. But then she gets, you know, trapped in the basement, and like that sucks. And she finds a fucking hidden door. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Do not go in there. Don't go in there. You don't even have a lot. What are you doing? Yeah. Don't go in there. Why would you go in there? A trap door has never led to anything good. No. You know?
Why are you pulling on the rope?
And then, you know, she goes, she sees a bed.
Yeah, and video
camera, and it's all blood covered. And she's like, oh, fuck, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm like, thankfully, you're finally doing something good, right? Yeah. She gets out. I don't know why I'm recapping the whole plot. But I guess I'm getting to the break. And then and so then the dude's like, oh, I want to see it. And she's like, don't. Why? You don't need to see it.
Can we need just to go? Get out here.
We need to go. We just need to go. She's like, you can go. I'm leaving. And then he's like, please don't leave, because, you know, if I get locked in the basement, I don't want to be, you know. She's like, all right, fine, I'll wait. So she waits, and then he goes down, and she can't hear him anymore. And then it turns out there was another fucking door. And there's giant fucking steps. And I'm like, this whole time, I don't like, okay, when we're at home, sometimes I'll talk in a movie, like just, you know, commenting on something or, you know, trying to make sure I'm understanding what's going on or whatever. Like, it's just with Maggie. I'm not one to usually yell at the screen and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop. Turn around. Stop.
Yeah.
I could not stop doing that last night because it felt like every decision she was making was the wrong one. And I don't know why. Like, because she seemed very smart. She seemed like very intelligent. Tess. She seemed very intelligent. And she just kept making just dumber and dumber decisions. And like, but she never seemed like a stupid person, you know? So I'm going to pause there. I'm going to ask you to comment on how you were feeling during the beginning.
During the beginning, I felt like, yes, there was tension, but also it was awkward because they didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And there was decided to split the Airbnb, which...
No.
No.
Don't do that.
Also, effing light comes on after you've beat on the door.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I'm sorry. And
fucking Pennywise answers the door. You don't go in.
Also, they have that conversation about men and women, you know.
Yeah.
You know, if it was you at the door, a man,
Yeah.
you would just come trouncing on in here. And he's like, well, you did the same. She said, I would have been stupid if I didn't. You know, like, she's like, it's raining. I was cold.
Yeah.
But like, that was all being said and everything. What?
Did we ever figure out who was calling her at the beginning?
It said Marcus. I think it was her boyfriend because she was talking to Keith about it. Like,
yeah, being
she's like, I can't
toxic relationship.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe I've become the pet. You know, I didn't think of myself like that. Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
She allows herself to be the baby.
But like, yeah, that's true.
To survive.
Yeah. Anyways, but wherever she goes, like, the sheets finally dry and they finally stop talking to each other.
Yeah.
And they go to bed. And when that bleeping door opens up, I was like,
her door, right?
Yeah, her door. Her door opens up and that screeching sound came through. I'm like, what is that? And is this going to be another paranormal activity?
Yeah.
Or I'm going to be scared out of my mind?
Yeah, I thought he was going to be standing over with like the Riddler mask.
Yeah.
You know, and like duct tape and shit.
And also, he was like, you know, dreaming and...
having a nightmare.
Yeah.
And like... but wasn't anything.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no. And
there's
like,
so many red herrings at the beginning of this.
Well, I'm like, oh God, he's possessed. Or something like that. But then like when she gets stuck in the basement after she's had
no,
you're
good.
Not
You're
stuck.
good. But
Yeah.
I was going to say prior to that, and I forgot to bring this up, when she leaves the house in the morning and everything looks like shit, right? And like she's having this realization that this is like a really bad part of town.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah. The houses and stuff.
I mean, at that point, I was like, did she go to another dimension? Like, is
Yeah.
it honestly, at first, I was like, oh, zombies.
Yeah.
End of the world. Like, the world's gone. Because she was acting like this did not look like this last night.
Which
and
it did-
obviously,
yeah.
she
Yeah.
just didn't see it because it was dark.
Dark. And also, like I even pointed out, nobody has their porch lights on.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just weird. Why does this one house have a porch light on?
Yeah. And then, she drives into the city and there's people there.
Yeah,
and I
there's
was like,
people.
okay, so that's not what it
And
is.
she-
What the hell is this fucking movie?
And she has a job interview. She has a very good interview.
Yeah.
The person's going to call her back. And-
Sunny.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice, Now, she warns her that she shouldn't be there.
No, she's
but,
like, you shouldn't be in Brightmoor. Don't get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she goes back.
Yeah.
And then somebody tries to stop her running.
Yeah.
So she,
yeah.
like,
Little girl.
I'm like, why the fuck didn't you just get back in your car? Like, you have to open the lockbox. Like, you're running to the door. Just get in your car. Your car's right there.
Yeah.
You know? You can leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, another decision that I'm
Yes.
like, I just don't buy this.
But like whenever she gets back and she goes down into the basement to get toilet paper, which, I mean, that's a setup right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you really need that toilet paper? Is there paper towels in the kitchen?
Yeah,
Because
just still, what's a shit?
I've got the
shirt or
Kevin
something.
McAllister fear of basements. Like,
I ain't going in no creepy fucking basement in an Airbnb that I'm splitting with some random dude.
No.
Like, none of that's gonna happen.
no. And like, I liked how she tried to reflect the light down that hallway.
Yeah.
Like,
It was ingenuity.
It was ingenuity. But then, I'm like,
no.
You're stupid. Why are you doing this?
Do this?
Close that bleeping door and get out of there right now.
I'm like, find anything heavy, break the doorknob.
Yes.
Just get out.
Kick it out.
That's all you gotta do. Just, do something.
Do something.
But no,
yeah.
she just, and I don't know why she thought that there would be an exit in this.
And this dude, Keith, Bill Skarsgård,
Yeah.
does not want to listen to this person.
Giving me some big Jack Quaid vibes.
Yeah.
I
enjoyed him. But does not listen to her.
Yeah.
She's terrified out of her mind. Ignores everything that she's she's like, don't go down there. Let's get out of here. We can go find a place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no, I want to see it. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Usually when one human's freaking out, the other one starts freaking out and everybody gets out of there.
You would think.
You'd think. Anyways. And then he's gone. And she, freaks out. She made sure to leave the chair up against the door.
Yeah. And then she starts going down the steps and is yelling.
Screaming.
Reminding me of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
Keith. Just Mike,
Yeah.
And so she gets down to the bottom. And I mean, these steps go on for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And the whole time, again, I'm like, no, leave. Go get help. Go talk to the police, which obviously we'll see later that wouldn't have fucking done anything. So she goes down. She keeps going. She has her phone, right?
Yeah.
Because she has a lot at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we see something. We're like, oh, fuck. We jump.
Yeah.
And it's Keith. And he's like, and at this point, again, I'm thinking, oh, okay, Keith's luring her to sacrifice. Like that. Because he even tells her, like, no, we can't go back that way. We have to go this way.
Yeah.
Because the thing was there over that way.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, he's playing her, like, to get her to, like, the sacrifice room or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, something bit me.
Yeah, something bit me.
I think he said someone bit me.
Someone bit me. And also there's cages.
Yeah, the fucking cage. And I'm like, no, leave. Just leave. Okay, hard pause. I wish they would have just give us a reason, any reason, why Tess
would
do that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, maybe she, is fearless.
Yes.
She's just super strong and strong-willed and isn't afraid of anything. Like, okay, that's fine. But, like, I feel like there was they didn't really give us any reason.
No, they didn't.
Because she's very smart. She's a very smart character in this movie. And they never give us a reason why she would be making such stupid fucking choices.
Yes.
And, like, that's my only complaint about her character.
Yeah.
Is, like, I just don't believe that she would do that.
Yeah.
Right? Or even if she, like, is super selfless and, like, wants
to
help others.
everybody. Yeah.
Something like that. Like, just anything.
Yeah, other than the fact that she wants all this toxic relationship she has with her boyfriend, and she kind of likes this Keith guy now.
Yeah, that she knew for all of 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, we start seeing something else moving.
Yeah, something else is like basically crawling towards them. And I'm like, oh, great. It's one of these.
And I'm like, fuck, is that some titties? I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing, and I didn't say that.
I was hiding behind a blanket during that point. I was like, what is going on?
Like, we watch movies with subtitles mainly so I can understand what they're saying, but also because we keep the volume really low so we don't wake up Viv or startle her with the noise. And it kept calling this mother person creature.
Yeah, the creature.
And so, like, it kept saying, like, creature growls. And I was like, so what the fuck is this? You know? And then, smashes the head against the thing. Yeah. And then the light, I think, cuts out. Yeah. And then we go to California.
Yeah. And we see Justin Long driving along in this nice little convertible.
Fucking, I can't think of it. Phantom Planet starts playing. California. And honestly, one of my favorite beats in the entire movie. Like, I love the fact that they were like, all right, we're going to stop. We're just gonna let everybody breathe for a minute. Yeah, we're gonna dive into this story.
This is gonna drive you insane. Hey, what happened to her? Is she dead? Honestly, she probably is dead.
I enjoyed the relaxing bit. Like, I just enjoyed, like, being like, okay, hey. I mean, sure, he's a predator. You know, and he sucks.
Yeah,
Probably.
big time.
We don't know that he sucks yet.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
We're led to believe he doesn't suck. But, obviously there's signs as you're watching it. And it gets to the point where I kind of forget the movie we're watching. Like, I mean, it goes on for like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, I'm kind of starting to invest in this story. And like, then, because he sees the basement's open. And then he goes over there and shuts
come on.
Yeah. And those people running the houses, they fucking suck.
Yeah.
God, they suck. They're just the worst.
He's like, have you even checked if they left? Hold on. I don't know. And then they just hang up
she's
on
like,
him.
have a good day. He's like, what the fuck? And so then, he goes clubbing and we realize, he's a fucking huge tool.
Piece of crap.
Yeah. And then he goes, I forget why he has to go into the basement. Maybe just to see if they're down there.
Yeah. He's like,
he
I
keeps
want to
thinking somebody's down there.
Because when he wakes up the next morning from going out, he finds their stuff. Like he sees the toothbrush, he sees her stuff. Yeah. He's like, okay, I want to know who you are. Who are you? Who are you? And he looks through all the suitcases and stuff and finds her MacBook. He can't log into the MacBook. Then
slings
throws
it across the room like, Jesus, dude.
Like, if you're desperate for money, hey, hello.
Pawn that shit.
Pawn that, man. Get some cash on you.
It's in your house. Whatever they leave, it's yours.
Yeah.
I think that's how Airbnb
and
works.
So, and then he goes to the steps, starts yelling out, hey, who's down here? And I'm a
man and I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, I got a gun. I'll shoot you. And
then he goes and gets a knife and a flashlight.
Yeah.
And then he walks down there, finds the robe, opens the door.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit. Goes and gets his measured tape.
Well, he also replaces the light bulb that has been out.
Yeah.
And then gets a measuring tape, looks up, does square footage of a basement count for when selling a house? And then said it like on Google, no, it doesn't. And then it says, usually is a count. He's like, okay, usually is good.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to measure the hallway that
goes into that fucked up room and is just like moving
and he sat on the bed. He's like, ooh, and dust off his butt. Then
finds the other door
and proceeds to measure the freaking steps.
God, this like it's killing me the whole time. Like, I'm laughing so hard. So I'm like, he is such a fucking moron, right?
Yeah.
And like, I believe that.
I believe that too. He's desperate at this point.
Well, and that he's just so fucking stupid that he would do that, you know? And like, at no point does he have any kind of fear or hesitation. It just never crosses his mind to be afraid of what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And he even sees the cages and starts measuring that area.
Yeah.
And he makes it, or he sees the
door.
Room with the
light. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we see a video playing and we're like, what the fuck is this?
That's a breastfeeding tutorial video. Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And I'm like in my brain at that point, I was trying to piece it together. I was like, okay, is this creature, which we knew was a lady, of course.
Yeah.
I was like, is there something going on here? Like, did she have a baby, or did she could never have a baby and she went crazy? Like, that's where my brain was going.
I mean, I didn't know anything. I was still thinking monster. And like, for some reason that was playing, but like it had been left on or something. Like, I still had no idea. Yeah. And then I guess the measuring tape starts being released.
Yeah.
Right? And like, he's like, what the fuck? And like, he takes off running.
Yeah.
And then does he fall in the pit? Or does she like throw him in the pit?
No, he fell into the pit. Like, then, she was chasing him.
And he's freaking out. And then he sees Tess. Yeah. And Tess is like, shut up.
You need to stay calm. She doesn't like this. She doesn't like people screaming. She doesn't like when you're upset. And then the nastiest.
The second most disturbing thing that happens in this movie. Like, there's one's more disturbing. This one pretty fucking disturbing. Just a nasty ass bottle.
Yeah, old ass bottle too.
Full of God knows what. I mean, I don't think she was lactating. So I really have no fucking idea what this liquid is in this. And hair all over it. Like, just makes me want to barf.
Yeah, let's not talk about it anymore.
And then Tess drinks it.
Yeah, she's like, you need to drink it. She wants you to be her baby.
Yeah.
She wants a baby. You've got to be her baby.
And then he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then
he starts screaming.
Yeah, she hops down and like
she grabs
him, takes him up, and then takes him to the room.
Yeah.
And then Tess uses that to break out. And that's when the more disturbing thing happens.
Yeah.
She tries to get him to
breastfeed.
Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
We don't need to say much more.
No.
And so Tess is trying to get away, and she trips over the measuring tape. And then the mom starts like chasing her.
Yeah.
What's that noise?
It was me.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
The mom starts chasing her, and then Tess like gets to the window.
Yeah, busts out the window,
out, and then the
then
guy
that was chasing her that called her little girl, he pulls her out.
Yeah, and he's like, no, you gotta go. And she's like, no, there's somebody else in there. And he's like,
they're gone.
They're gone, and she's not even the worst thing down there, is what he says. And I'm like, what the fuck else is down there?
Yeah.
Like, if that's not the worst, this movie's got 20 minutes left. Where the fuck are we going?
Yeah.
And so at that point,
it cuts.
Is that when it cuts?
Yes.
Okay. So
because we don't know what's happened to Justin Long at this point.
No, she starts going to the police. Doesn't that happen first?
Yes, she walked down the street because the keys to her car were still inside the house, and he told her not to go back in there.
Yeah.
And so she walks down to like a gas station, calls the cops. Cops bring her to the house. They don't believe her.
Huge fucking pieces of shit. And like me and you were talking last night, it felt like they made a conscious decision for the cop to not be white.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they were not trying to say that was what it was at play. That obviously, and we'll dissect this once we get to the end of this, but it's obviously about gender.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie
is about
gender, like fights, you know, like going against each other and shit. Power dynamics and shit, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't know. At some point it flashes back, and I love it. I love the flashback. I love how it looks. I love that they shot it with like a different aspect ratio.
Fisheye in a way.
Yeah. And anybody that's been watching us for any amount of time knows that I love a good aspect ratio switch. It's like one of my favorite things that people do. And so like when it goes into like, I don't think it was 4:3. It could have been, but it was definitely not as wide. To show that it's the 80s, right? Like that's one of the ways they're conveying it. And then of course everything's brighter, the colors are more vibrant.
The neighborhood looks better.
Yeah. And then we realize slowly that the guy we're following is a fucking serial killer person. Yeah. That he's the guy that made the room with the camcorder. Yeah. And then we cut back, and I guess that's when she starts going down, or she's already started going back down there.
Yeah.
And at some point, Justin Long has found another door. Yeah. And the mother is afraid. Yeah. Like I call her I don't like calling her a creature because she's not. I feel really bad for her.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. You start feeling bad.
Yeah. Once you realize like all the fucking shit that she went through that brought her to this point in her life, like it fucking sucks, man. Like, and anyway, well, like I said, we'll dissect that at the end. And it turns out that she won't go in because that's where he's at. Yeah. And Justin's like, hey, buddy, we'll get you out of here. Don't worry, I'm gonna get the cops.
She's not gonna bother you anymore.
Yeah. And then he gets a gun.
Yeah.
Out of the drawer, and like Justin Long starts realizing like all these tapes and what they are, and that he's the one that was doing that, and he's like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then the guy, does he try to shoot Justin Long, or does he just shoot himself?
No, he shoots himself.
Yeah. And then Justin Long.
No, like once Justin Long said, we're gonna get you out of here, buddy. We're gonna call the cops, and we're gonna get you out of here, get you some help. And once he said cops, that's when he decided to off himself. Yeah. Yeah.
And so Justin Long gets the fucking
gun.
Yeah, the gun. And goes out, and I don't know, somehow they get back together. Yeah. The Justin Long and Tess. And then they escape from she
comes
out.
Down. Yeah, she comes down to go get him.
To get Tess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like she comes out to get Tess.
Yeah.
And then Tess rams her with the car.
Yeah.
And thinks she's dead.
Yeah.
And then they come back up and she's not there.
Yeah.
And then I guess the car's fucked.
Yes. Yeah. She couldn't start it up again to back it up.
And so then they go to the guy who's at the water tower.
Yeah. Whoa. Something important happened there.
I forgot.
When Tess rammed her with the car, she went into the house to go after Justin Long.
Yeah.
And she sees a light.
Ah, fuck. That's right.
And he shoots her.
He shoots her. Yeah.
Yeah. He shoots her.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And
he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
And then she just kind of, like, she keeps going because she has to, but, like, she almost, like, shrugs it off, you know?
Yeah.
And so then they're, like, limping, trying to get to
yeah, and she's like, I know where we can go.
Yeah. I truly feel like he would have left her if she didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Like, if he hadn't had the knowledge, I don't think he would have waited on her.
Yeah.
And so they get there, and the guy's like, hey, don't worry, we're safe here. I've been here for 30 years, and she's never came back.
Hello, big old foreshadowing right there, y'all.
As soon as he gets the words out, she slams through like goddamn Kool-Aid Man.
Rips his arm off and then beats him to death with it.
Oh my God. And so then they climb the water tower. There's nowhere to go. Why the hell they decided to do that? He leaves her behind.
A stupid idiot.
And then she's like, where's your gun? And he tries to get it out.
And he fumbles and he drops it.
And then he's like, there's nowhere to go. Only one of us. He's like, I can survive, but you'll have to. Well, he apologizes for shooting her.
Yeah.
Like before all this. And he's like, you know, am I a bad person? Or that, you know, am I a bad person or am I a good person that just did a bad thing? And he's like, and I got to make it right. And like, you know, he's somewhat being sincere. You know, he's obviously his story revolves around someone claiming he raped him.
Yeah.
Right. And so you're kind of getting that from this, that like, you know, he feels horrible about that. Right. And he's kind of, what's the word? Where he's putting his feelings about that situation on her.
He's projecting.
Yes. And so, you know, we get back to the top of the water tower. He drops the gun, and then he fucking throws Tess at the mother. He throws Tess off the fucking water tower.
Because he knows that she'll go after Tess.
He's like, go save your baby.
Here's your baby.
Oh my God.
In which she breaks Tess's fall.
She saves her. Saves her life.
And which at this point I thought, oh, she's dead because there's blood.
Yeah.
And he comes over there and checks up. Tess, I'm so sorry. I had to do it.
Yeah,
and she comes
Tess
back.
Is still alive.
Yeah. And
he's like, I wasn't even trying to let go. You slipped at the end. You know that, right? Like, and he's trying to convince her that what she knows
he is trying to gaslight her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just like what he was trying to say to the woman that claimed he raped her. Was that, you know, like she didn't want to at first, but you know, she really liked it. Remember, you liked it, you know, and like, So then, the mother comes back to life and
grabs him,
fucking fingernails through his fucking eyes. Ugh, nastiest gush of an eye.
Yeah, I hid.
Barf.
I hid.
And then he dies, and then, you know,
Tess is just laying there. Yeah, she's in so much pain.
And the mother's like trying to get her to go back,
baby,
and like it's hurting her. Yeah, and then you know, she's like, I can't. And then finally, she just has to shoot her to kill her.
Yeah.
And then that's the end.
Yeah.
She walks away, like she walks back to society, and like that's
we infer whatever.
Yeah. And like, what a fucking ride that was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I feel about this movie. Like, I enjoyed it and I didn't enjoy it. I know that's so contradictory. Like, it's the definition of contradictory. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought it was well paced, well made. Mm-hmm. I thought that it kept my attention because it was such a well, like, written structure wise, but I don't know if I really liked the plot at all.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you boil it down to what it is, it's like this dude, and I don't really want to talk about in detail, but like, he caused her to be that way.
Yeah.
And like, that sucks. Like, she's a victim here.
Yeah.
And like, all she wanted was love. All she wanted was someone to love.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, she was afraid of the only other person that she ever knew.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, no wonder that the way that she treated everybody was like that, because I guarantee you he treated her like that.
Yeah.
And you even brought up the fact that she was wanting a baby, you know, and that, like, obviously he was too fucking sick and old to fucking do that.
Yeah.
Even though that's obviously all any of that had ever known, was the fucking dad in there, piece of huge fucking shit. Mm-hmm. And so I think I just had a realization. Like, okay. I don't know. I hadn't had this thought before, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to, like, give it out.
Okay.
I feel like this movie is almost supposed to represent the history repeating. Mm-hmm. And it almost does it in a horror trope, but also as society. Okay. So, like, the old man being a torture, rape, serial killer, right? Yeah. Classic trope of horror. Mm-hmm. Her being almost like a creature, you know, thing, right? Like, I feel like that's closer to, like, modern horror. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about, like, fucking, like, The Witch or the I can't think of the other shit. The Ritual, that was the other one. Blair Witch, you know. Now, granted, monsters been part of horror movies forever, so I mean, take that for what it is. But the fact that he raped people, right? Mm-hmm. And Justin Long raped that woman, and that, fuck, he had to hide in the basement and keep everything hidden. Mm-hmm. But Justin Long was able to do it in public. Yeah. Because we have a society have created a world where these monsters can just live among us. Mm-hmm. And finally we're reaching a point that they're starting to have to pay for that fucking shit. Yeah. But, you know, that's the fucked up part of it, you know? And, like, she became that because of what the old man did to her family. She became that. Yeah. And so is that trying to say that Justin Long, if being able to continue to do the things that he did, could cause the women that he hurts not to turn into a monster, but to be unable to love or to have the love that they wanted or to show the love that they wanted? That's interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't know if any of that's anything. True. But then, of course, you know, Tess, you know, I mean, obviously we talked about how gender roles are a huge piece of this. Mm-hmm. You know, like, nobody believing her at all. And again, going back to, God, I hate that we keep talking about rape, but I mean, going back to rape victims, you know, nobody would believe Tess. And not nobody, but most of the time, getting someone to believe a rape victim is very hard. Way harder than it should be. It shouldn't be fucking hard at all. Sorry, I don't want to get off on too big of a tangent, but obviously you should fucking believe victims first, all right? And then figure the shit out after. Yeah. And I get it. You don't want to imprison, you know, the people that didn't do anything, and that's fucking great. But, like, the answer is not to let a bunch of fucking assholes roam around the world, you know, and fucking cause other people to turn into people being unable to love anymore, you know? Yeah. And so that's why the mother was sympathetic, because she is the product of masculine fuckery. I don't even know what to call it, you know, toxicity, you know? Wow.
Good job.
I think this movie's even better than I thought it was. Like, I knew it was saying, here's the thing, I knew it was saying something, right? And obviously it was pretty easy to pick up on the stuff. I was telling Billy this morning that I can't wait to see what the next movie is, where, like, once the studio has faith, you know, and, like, whoever the writer, director, if it was the same person. I don't know.
It was the same person.
Like, if they could have, like, the level of, like, free roam as, like, Jordan Peele, because Jordan Peele just does whatever the fuck he wants. You know, it doesn't matter. And so like if this person could be allowed to do that, I feel like they could really get their message cleaner, you know, and not necessarily have to say like, here's the story, and there is a message in there, but it's not necessarily front and center, you know. Whereas with Jordan Peele, you watch Get Out, and like it's fucking terrifying, and the message is right fucking there, you know. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, this movie was a lot.
Yeah, it was.
And honestly, glad. I think it ended probably the best it could have ended. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're. I don't think I'll ever need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the things that were freaking me out and scary at the beginning are going to be kind of boring now.
Yeah.
Because like I know nothing's there. It's almost like The Village in that way. Like once you know what's going on, kind of removes the sense of terror.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Maggie, I've talked a lot. What did you think?
I mean,
anything like message wise or anything?
I mean, I've already talked about the gender thing. I think that is definitely one of the stronger things.
Literally, the cops wouldn't believe her. Like, no, seriously, like a rape victim.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so right there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I knew obviously they wouldn't believe her because she's a woman and like, you know, that's fucked up, but like it's straight up. She's a rape victim.
Yeah.
Without like being a rape victim.
Yeah.
Like,
we can't go inside the house. She said, but there's somebody in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you broke a window. You'll have to.
Yeah. The only crime I see is that you broke a window.
Yeah.
And
she's
just
like, in order to get out.
And just complete unwillingness to even listen to anything she had to say.
Yeah. They was more worried about what was going on the radio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't worried about her at all because to them, she doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Damn. It's fucked up. Yeah. And then who's the one that ends up walking away at the end?
She does.
In fact, Justin Long dies before all the men die before even the mother dies.
Yeah.
The way it should be. Sorry. Okay. As you were saying.
No, that's pretty much it. You know. Yeah.
Did you like it? It's a hard question,
It's
right?
hard because, like you said, the pacing and everything's good, but like, couldn't shake that the mother out of my brain last night going to bed. Like, I couldn't.
Honestly, I just don't have. I have that issue a lot, right? Where like something freaks me out, and like, you know, I watch Paranormal Activity, and I'm like, fuck, is there like a goddamn demon at the end of the bed? I gotta wrap the blanket around my feet, you know, because I'm getting freaked out. I gotta turn on YouTube on my phone so I can fall asleep. I don't have that about the mother because to me, the mother isn't a monster. Mm-hmm. You know, like she's a victim.
Yeah, she
is just so devoid of love and of any kind of human connection beyond that piece of shit man that raised her from a fucking baby and turned her into that, you know? Like, I don't, all she wanted, I mean, even the way she handled Tess at the end, when Tess started, like, squirming, you know, because things were hurting, like, she didn't try to move her anyway.
Yeah. You
know? Like, she wanted her to be okay because she wanted her to be her baby. Mm-hmm. And like, when I think about it that way, I'm not afraid of her. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to see her on the street or nothing.
The thing that just burned into my mind is like when we first see her and she's like running towards them. And I was like, I think
that's the thing is like, you kind of have to, here, I'm trying to explain to you how to deal with the terror in your brain or anything, but it's not to you. I mean, the ethereal you, right? Like the people listening and stuff. Like, things are scary. I mean, I'm just talking about life. Like, things can be scary. Horrible things can happen. You can see things and it terrify you, right? But once you shine the light on it and once you wrap your head around it, things get a lot less scary. You know, like once you understand what's going on. You know, the biggest fear that we as humans have is the unknown, right? And so seeing that flash of this mother creature, you know, we don't know what it is, right? And so like we're afraid.
Yeah.
But like once you have an understanding of it, and once you realize that not only is it not some demon or cult leader or, you know, cannibal or whatever, because I mean she didn't eat them. Like she ate food. There was like wrappers and shit in his room, remember? And she would go out to get food and stuff. That she is a woman that has been through the most traumatic shit that anyone has ever been through.
Yeah. And
like at the end of the day, that's sad, you know? Like for me, she just drops the scariness at that point. Cause it's like, I don't blame her. I'm almost on her side, you know, like, cause that sucks. That just sucks. And even, here's the thing is, even after all of that, being raised and all of that, right? The fact that all she wanted at the end of the day was love. Mm-hmm. It shows that even though she looks like a monster, even though she may act like a monster, that she's not. Because all she wanted was something to love and something to love her. Yeah. And like, that's, you know, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say with that, but this movie had a lot to say, but I just don't know if I like the way it said it. All right. Anything else we want to say before we wrap this up? All right. Spoilers are over. That is probably the longest spoiler section that wasn't for a non-Marvel movie. I'd say Marvel's a bit longer.
We pretty much told the whole movie.
We did. It was like going back to Smallville, but going back to Barbarian. All right, no more spoilers. So now let's get into our ranking for fall 2022. So far, number 1, we got The Midnight Club. Number 2, Bros. Number 3, Meet Cute. Don't sleep on Meet Cute. Meet Cute is awesome. It's on Peacock. Go watch it. I'm telling you, it's great. Go in blind. Number 4, She-Hulk. Number 5, Werewolf by Night. Number 6, Black Adam. Number 7, Cobra Kai 5. Number 8, Clerks 3. Number 9, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. Number 10, Hocus Pocus 2. Number 11, Halloween Ends. Maggie, where are you feeling Barbarian? I think I have an idea of where you're going to put it.
Right. Where's your idea?
I could see... I think you're either going to say above or below Hocus Pocus 2.
I was going to say above Hocus Pocus 2.
I know how much you didn't like the mother, so I was like, I
sympathized with her, but it's just
the
that
scariness.
Yeah, the scariness, but like
the visual.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I know you. Sorry, full stop. I know you sympathize with her.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't trying to imply that you don't have.
Yeah, I know.
I know that. Yeah. I just meant like the visual stuff. But
yeah.
No, you're a loving person.
Listen, if The Descent was part of this ranking, I would put it at a below Halloween Ends. That movie has ruined The Darkness for me forever.
The Darkness was never my friend. See, you only recently became afraid of the dark. I was born into it. Brother. I could see it being above Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd take it any higher than that. But honestly, I'm not going to fight you on below Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. Like,
no, I agree. It's above Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo.
Well, you said above Hocus Pocus too.
Yeah, well, I was just agree're that it...
Oh, I thought you were saying that's your final position.
No, that's not my final position.
Where are you thinking?
You're going to think I'm crazy.
Okay.
I think maybe above Cobra Kai 5.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I didn't think you liked it that much.
No, I enjoyed it. Like, once everything was figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, now you're making me rethink everything.
Oh, no. Now, don't base it off of my reaction.
I assumed we were going low.
No.
Because of your, I love the fact that it had such meaning to it.
Yeah.
Like, I can forgive a lot of the things that I don't, that I thought were, less than great.
Yeah.
Because what it was saying was awesome. And the way it said it was flawed, but
yes,
they nailed it in some ways.
Yeah.
I'm very wishy-washy on everything I'm saying right now. I definitely think it's below Black Adam. I completely agree with that. So, what I watch, I don't see. I have to think about rewatch factor. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge play, but like, I'm never gonna watch this movie again.
Yeah, same here.
And like, that doesn't have to be the answer, right? Because a one-off movie that's perfect should still be considered a perfect film, you know. But I mean, like, I think back to Clerks 3, and even though I had my issues with that movie, like, it's still, I don't know. I'm going around in circles with this because I don't know.
To be continued.
No. You really liked it more than Cobra Kai, though?
I don't know.
Cobra Kai 5.
I'm going back and forth with it.
I can't even tell you what happened in Cobra Kai 5.
Yeah, see, that's my thing.
But is that our fault? We did have COVID.
And we did binge watch it.
Yeah.
That's the wrong way of watching things. Is sick and binge watching it. I don't know.
I say let's do it.
Above Cobra Kai 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say let's do it.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your new number 7. Oh, I put a U. Number 7 is...
The Barbarian.
It's just Barbarian.
Oh, it's Barbarian.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Can I say bonus points for the title treatment? Like the way the credits looked and stuff? Like
nice.
Yeah, I really like that. I really thought the roaches were going to come back to play.
Yeah.
Never had, like, never really was anything. Unless it was that room downstairs.
Yeah, probably. Or his room.
Could have been.
Yeah.
All right. New ranking is... Do you want to read it or you want me to read it?
I can read it.
Okay.
Number 1, Midnight Club. Number 2, Bros. Number 3, Meet Cute. Number 4, She-Hulk. Number 5, Werewolf by Night. Number 6, Black Adam. Number 7, Barbarian. Number 8, Cobra Kai 5. Number 9, Clerks 3. Number 10, Trick or Treat, Scooby-Doo. Number 11, Hocus Pocus 2. And number 12, Halloween Ends.
Did we spoil it just now?
No, I don't think so. We just talked about a room.
Okay.
Yes.
We just said roaches.
Yes.
That doesn't give anything away.
No.
Okay.
We're
I was
good.
like, do we need to censor that?
No.
Okay. All right. That is the new fall 2022 ranking, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hopefully Awesome Show. Remember, you can get it over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, ad-free, where you can also get exclusive new shows, as well as many other things. So please feel free to step by over there. But if you don't have the bucks to throw our way, a like, share, subscribe, all of those things will help. We greatly appreciate it. It helps the algorithm actually push us out. Be sure and follow us on all the things and subscribe to us either on podcast networks or over at youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. That's it. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Next week, I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't even know what we were going to talk about this week until we got to Barbarian.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But at some point, we'll have something to watch. So be sure and stay tuned. But until next time, thank you for watching. And as always,
have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.